All right. Wow. What a crazy week in week one. Yeah, I went 5-5, so 50% on my picks last week. It's just wow, so much craziness. Especially that Florida State versus LSU game. Like, wow, what an ending! That was one of the best games of the weekend. And I did not think Ohio State was gonna be that close with Notre Dame. I don't think a lot of people did. Notre Dame made a really good game of that. So now we have to figure out, is Ohio State's offense just going to sputter this season, or is Notre Dame's defense really that good? We'll find out down the line, of course, in the next probably few weeks. Yeah, we'll just find out what those two programs are about. And uh, yeah, nothing really. Well, Georgia destroying Oregon, I kind of saw that coming. I didn't think they'd hold them to 3 points, though. I thought Oregon would at least get it in the end zone at least once or twice. But wow, that was impressive by Georgia and putting up 49 points. Wow, Georgia is really, really good. I think that's pretty obvious now. So anyone saying otherwise is, yeah, they they got that wrong. So this week, if you notice, I'm wearing an Alabama shirt. Well, that is because I grew up an Alabama fan. I just went to OSU, Oklahoma State. I graduated from there because I was not paying that out-of-state tuition to go to Alabama. It was just outrageous what they were going to charge. So I stayed in my home state and I went to Oklahoma State. So I kind of root for both. I know that's kind of a bad thing to do whenever you're in sports, but um, just it's whatever. My whole family's OU fans, so I wanted to be the one that was different from everybody else. And whenever I started going for Alabama, Alabama was terrible for a while. I just did it because my name is Aaron, and I always would draw the fancy A, that fancy Alabama A. So that's where I kind of caught on to it. And yeah, I just rooted for them for the longest time. And then they just, man, they went through some bad coaches for a while, but finally got Nick Saban, and it's been great ever since. But anyways, moving on. This week is got some good slate of games this week as well. So first game is Bama versus Texas actually. So if you've seen Steve Sarkeesian's press conference, he's pretty much he's kind of tippy toeing around the fact that he's not really looking forward to winning this game, which is for good reason because that offensive line is really bad. I don't know who they're going to if they're going to continue to have Quinn Ewers, however you say his last name, start because this could be really ugly. I think Bama's front line is going to be in the backfield a lot in this one, and I don't know if Bijan Robinson is going to be able to get that many rushing yards. I mean, this could get really ugly. Like I said, I think Bama wins this one big, and I think most people who um, are somewhat intelligent will say the same thing. So I don't really need to say anything else. I mean, I think this is going to be really bad. Next game is South Carolina at Arkansas. Arkansas kind of struggled there for a while against Cincinnati. It was a really close and good game, actually. I thought Arkansas would pull away eventually and make it like a 2 or 3 score win, but Cincinnati hung around. So that just tells you how good of a coach Luke Fickell is, I think. Arkansas had little struggles on offense, and they just had a really hard time of getting Cincinnati off the field. Cincinnati drove it down on them quite a few times. So it was a really good game. South Carolina, I don't think is that good, though. I don't think they're as good as Cincinnati. I think Arkansas should win this one by a few scores. Spencer Rattler did not show me anything last week whenever they played that they were going to be a threat to Arkansas. I I'm just not on the South Carolina hype train. I never was, and I'm still not until they show me something. So I'm picking Arkansas to win this game, and probably pretty comfortably. Next game, Washington State at Wisconsin. Washington State, they were really bad this past weekend. The Pac-12 was just in general really bad, except for maybe USC winning big. I mean, they played Rice though, but we'll get to them later. I looking at this game, I think Wisconsin wins this one pretty comfortably at home. I think they run it down Washington State's throat, and I think they win by quite a few scores. I don't see any way Washington State wins this game unless Wisconsin just turns it over too many times for whatever reason and shoots themselves in the foot. I just don't see it. So, Wisconsin, I'm picking you guys. All right, next game is Tennessee at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh had that incredible game against West Virginia. That was a really good game, too. That was one of the best games of this opening weekend as well, even though it was on a Thursday, so it's not technically the weekend. But anyways, this should be a pretty good game. I think Pittsburgh can keep up with Tennessee for a little bit, but eventually Tennessee is going to wear out Pittsburgh's defense, I think, and is going to pull away as well. Tennessee's defense is bad. I still haven't seen that much improvement from them, but I mean, they didn't get one sack last weekend. That's pretty bad. That's why I think Pittsburgh can keep up for a little bit, but I think eventually Tennessee's going to pull away, probably win by a couple of scores. So yeah, I've got the Vols winning that one. Next game is Houston versus Texas Tech. I think this is an under the radar game that could be pretty good. I think Houston just came out. They came out kind of flat, and they're lucky to have gotten a win over UTSA. I mean, that was really shocking that they came out like that, especially since I thought Houston was going to be pretty good this year. But never know, it could just be opening weekend jitters. So we'll see what they do at Texas Tech. I went back and forth on this one, and I kind of want to pick Texas Tech in the upset here. I like Texas Tech's coach. Although Dana Holgerson's pretty good himself, I don't know. I think I'm going to pick Texas Tech with the upset in this one. I've just got a feeling. I don't know why, but yeah, I'm going to roll with the Red Raiders. Next game, Iowa State at Iowa. Oh my God, Iowa, you were so terrible on offense. I don't. Everybody knows it, but man, that was really bad. I mean, I've never seen an offense play that bad before. And I love defense, but dang, that was terrible. Iowa State did what they needed to do and beat a FCS opponent. I know Iowa beats Iowa State pretty much every year, but I think Iowa State's going to get this win. I just have more confidence in Iowa State's offense than I do Iowa's defense. I don't think Iowa is going to be able to win this one against the Cyclones. I think they lose to their bitter in-state rivals in this one. So I've got the Cyclones. Next game, Kentucky versus Florida. The Gators got that huge win over Utah this weekend. I thought Utah was going to be a playoff team this year. Obviously, that's probably not going to happen now. I think the Pac-12 is shooting themselves in the foot and taking themselves slowly but surely out of the playoff race. This is going to be an interesting game, though. Kentucky is pretty good, and Florida obviously is showing that they are going to be a decent team this year. And I think this has upset written all over it. And I think Florida gets another big win at home, and they beat Kentucky. I don't think Florida is what do they shoot up to, the 12th best team, something like that. I don't think they're the 12th best team. I think that was a little too much of an overreaction on the media's part of shooting them all the way up there from unranked to 12. That's just ridiculous. But I do think that Florida is going to get this upset win, though. Next game is Arizona State versus Oklahoma State. I think in this game, Oklahoma State needs to be very concerned because that defense was pretty bad whenever they got a big lead, and I was very, very disappointed in how they just laid down flat and let Central Michigan come back. That was just, I don't know what to say about that. I think Arizona State, seeing that, I think has a potential of actually winning this game now. I didn't think they had much of a shot, but now after seeing that raises a big red flag. Jim Knowles is not there, so it's not the same defensive philosophy. So I think Oklahoma State is going to get this win, but I think it's really just barely. and this is going to be bad if Arizona State's able to get this win in Stillwater. I mean, that'll kind of derail Oklahoma State's season. But I'm gonna stick with the Cowboys for now and say they win. Next game, Baylor versus BYU. I think that I think BYU is gonna put up a really good fight, but I think that Baylor is gonna be too much for them, and I think that the Bears are gonna get this win. BYU is not taking anything away from the Cougars, but I think the Bears are just gonna be way too good. Sorry, I keep getting text messages. So, I think, yeah, I'm rolling with the Bears. Next game, Mississippi State versus Arizona. This could be under radar, really good game. Mike Leach going back to face a Pac-12 opponent he's faced many times before. It's going to be really interesting seeing them travel out to Arizona. I kind of want to pick Arizona with the upset in this one, but I'm sticking with Mississippi State for now. I think that they are going to get a really close win. So, yeah, that's my top 10 picks this week. I know you got USC at Stanford. In that game, I think it could go either way at this point because I think USC's defense is really bad. I don't care how many interceptions and stuff they got over Rice. I mean, Rice is terrible. I think Stanford has potential of upsetting them, honestly. I would not be shocked at all if they won. So, anyways, those are my picks for this week, guys. Like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know what you think. Have a good day.